Well, I sure do love not talking about Sonic Heroes. Is that Sonic Heroes in my household? Nah, we getting rid of this. This game sucks, dude. I'm throwing this straight in the garbage. Something doesn't feel right. What? What? No! Oh, for crying. Fine, I'll review this stupid game because clearly I do not have a choice in this matter anymore. I hope you're happy now. You get to see Matthew review Sonic Heroes and yell at the camera. You know what? I'm just gonna stop talking. Just roll the review.
Oh boy, Sonic Heroes. This game has pretty much become somewhat of a meme on this channel because of how much I criticize it whenever I get the chance. However, there was in fact a time where I played Sonic Heroes and actually loved the game. Yeah, I know, it's hard to believe. But when you're young, you can play just about anything and still have a good time. But this wasn't just any random game. This was Sonic Heroes.
You know, I remember playing this game a lot as a kid. I mean, I didn't play it as much as the adventure games, however, because, you know, it had the... You get what I'm saying?
I considered Sonic Heroes to be one of the best Sonic games at the time. Mind you, my brother did have to beat the game for me because I was a stupid baby. But at the end of the day, I was having fun and that's all that really mattered. Now, let's jump ahead in the timeline for a bit. I left after the announcement of Sonic Boom, and for many years, the only Sonic games I ever returned to play were the adventure titles through Xbox Live Arcade, with the minor exception of Sonic Mania. But then 2019 rolls around. I got my first kiss, and now I'm growing tired of playing Red Dead Redemption 2 every day. So, I decided to relive some nostalgia. I did a pro gamer move called playing through the entire Sonic franchise from the beginning. I played through the classics, had a blast. Played through the adventure titles, also had a blast. But then I had to play Sonic Heroes again. So I loaded up Dolphin, and...
It sucked. I was like, what's happening to me? Why do I feel so different when playing this game?
This game was one of my favorite Sonic games. Why am I not having fun right now? I stopped playing once I got to Frog Forest, and instead I loaded up Sonic 06. And I was actually having more fun with that game.
What is going on right now?
I eventually did go back a year later, but it was not fun that time either. And when I started making Sonic reviews on my channel, I knew that eventually this day would come, and I would have to review this Sonic game. So I kept putting it off. I was saving this for last, because I knew that playing this game was going to suck. I mean, look at my Sonic Lost World review. I teased the Heroes review all the way back in October. But once the new year hit, I knew I couldn't hide from this game forever. I have to make this video so I can move on to the other games. So I grabbed my controller, loaded up Dolphin once again, and I started playing. I may have not had a great time, but dang it, I'm going to make this review entertaining one way or another. So here we are. Make sure to strap in, grab something to eat, and enjoy this chaotic Sonic Heroes review. Sonic Heroes from the beginning was meant to begin a new era for Sonic. I mean, after all, it's the first mainline Sonic game to be made with multiple platforms in mind. And it was also the very first time of many times that Sonic went back to his roots. Except to Sonic Heroes' credit, the game actually did go back to Sonic's roots, but we'll touch up more on that later. So with the jump to being a third-party game franchise, Sonic decided to bring out the big guns. This was not an adventure game. This was something entirely new. A new formula to the Sonic gameplay that was more focused, more skill-based, and had more levels. But the question is, can this new era of Sonic live up to the legendary legacy that the adventure games left behind? Well, to answer that, we would have to take a look into the story. And the story is actually very... good?
That did not just happen.
Yeah, I know. I was surprised with myself too.
When replaying this game, I didn't expect to enjoy the story as much as I did. Now, it's not as good as the adventure games or Sonic Unleashed's story, but I still consider it well crafted. The story is divided into 4 separate teams of different characters, and they are all indirectly chasing the same destination. So bear with me, because I'm going to take this one team at a time. Starting off Sonic's story, we have Sonic running around in a desert sometime after the events of Sonic Adventure 2, when suddenly, Tails and Knuckles show up with a talking letter of Eggman boasting about his plans to take over the world. So this kickstarts the journey with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles running off to go stop Dr. Eggman. This one cutscene established so much with the story in this game. Not only does the music in this cutscene really emphasize the freedom of Sonic's lifestyle, but it also shows it. This game understands Sonic's character very well. He's just a carefree, upbeat, heroic hedgehog with a slight bit of edge. And by the way, Ryan Drummond absolutely kills it with portraying this version of Sonic. And there's also nice little quirks to the cutscene, like how Dr. Eggman is speaking to Sonic through a talking letter. Normally this would be something that a critic could point at and laugh, but in reality, I kinda enjoy the bizarreness of the cutscene. Zany moments are always the coolest things to see in storytelling. That's why I love stories like Sonic Unleashed and the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films. They just got weird, bizarre stuff like this. But other than that, the story is pretty straightforward and simple. They eventually find out that the real villain was Metal Sonic all along, which is cheesy, but I don't know, I still like it. Also, the metallic sound effects from Metal Sonic really strikes GameCube era vibes with me.
All lifeform data successfully copied.
I don't know why, but every time I see Metal Sonic on screen, I think of Crash Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex or Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 2. But yeah, that was Sonic's story. It's very simple, but we don't always need a super complicated story. As long as it makes sense with the gameplay and the characters aren't a shell of what they used to be, I don't really see it as an issue. But oh wait, there's 3 more campaigns. Anyways, the next story up is Team Dark, starring Shadow, Omega, and Rouge. Basically, Rouge breaks into Dr. Eggman's base searching for treasure, but instead finds Omega and Shadow, who survived the fall from Sonic Adventure 2. Omega wants to destroy Dr. Eggman for locking him up in the base, and Shadow has amnesia. So the team begins to work together to go take out Dr. Eggman because that makes sense. Except, unlike Sonic's story, there is a bit of depth in this one. Halfway through the story, Shadow runs into a robotic version of himself. That's pretty weird. But at the end of the story, it's revealed that there are hundreds of Shadow the Hedgehogs, and now that begs the question on if this Shadow is the real Shadow.
What a nice cliffhanger, am I right? I wonder what they do with that storyline.
But not everything can be sunshine and rainbows. With Team Rose's story, we have Amy Rose, Big the Cat, and Cream the Rabbit. Big is missing Froggy again, Cream is missing a Chow, and Amy is seeking out for Sonic.
So what's wrong with this story? Well, it's the first game where Amy's character goes from S tier to down, a little bit further. You almost there? Down, D tier, right there.
You see, the difference between Amy before Sonic Heroes and after Sonic Heroes is that she actually had a personality. In the adventure games, she was crazy for Sonic, but she was also capable of having other conversations with more than 2 brain cells. She would even stand against Sonic at times. In this story, she could have shown a little bit more affection towards Big and Cream, but I guess not, she only cares about Sonic. Anyways, the story ends with them getting their beloved ones back, except for Amy. She lives in forever darkness. Next up, we got Team Chaotix with Vector the Crocodile, Espio the Chameleon, and Charmy the Bee.
So where's Mighty? I don't know. Supposedly there was a plane crash in the middle of the desert, and he might have been a casualty of that. Oh well, you can't win them all, am I right?
Basically, these guys need money, and the way to do it is to accept a random job by this sketchy guy. I really like this concept of a story. It's stupid, but kinda entertaining. Their stories end up with them beating up Dr. Eggman after they found out that they were scammed. Yay! Assault! And that was the story. Sonic defeats Metal Sonic because they are Sonic heroes and happily ever after. Until Shadow the Hedgehog. Overall though, pretty decent story. It doesn't really leave any everlasting impacts, but I understood the characters most of the time, and they somehow got me to like the idea of Shadow returning from the dead. 7 out of 10 Sonic story, pretty solid. Anyways, time to get into the
this is the part of the video where I start complaining.
Okay, after the adventure games had fun with multiple playable characters and high-speedy action, Sonic Heroes wanted to change it up a bit. They changed it up by going back to their roots. Except this time, going back to your roots actually means something. You see, Sonic Heroes has a lot more parallels to the classic games than you may think. To get the surface level stuff out of the way, the game is played through an act-by-act structure. There are 2 acts in every zone, and then there's a boss fight. But the classic Sonic inspiration goes much deeper. You see, in the gameplay of Sonic Heroes, it's much different from the adventure games. The fact that people even call this an adventure game is ridiculous, because the game strayed so far away from the adventure formula. You see, the adventure formula was more based on memorizing the levels. It is very hard to A-rank these levels if it's the first time you're ever playing the game. So the main appeal of 3D Sonic is that you would have to keep replaying these levels over and over again until you master every move within the level. It's all about memorizing to jump here, memorizing what to do at this part of the level. With Sonic Heroes, it's no longer about remembering what to do at certain parts of the level. Instead, it's about your skill, just like the classic Sonic games. In Heroes, you will notice that the level design repeats itself over and over again, to the point where if you see a fan, you know to switch to Knuckles. If you see these platforms, you know to switch to Tails. This does sound good in concept. A game that appeals to skill mastery rather than memorizing a level. And this is probably the reason why so many people specifically choose this game to be their favorite. Its gameplay philosophy is so drastically different from every other 3D Sonic game. But in my opinion, there is a very good reason why nothing even similar to Sonic Heroes gameplay never came back. And that's because it's insanely repetitive. Oh, that's going to be the theme of today's review, repetitiveness. Unlike the adventure games and even the boosting games where you're constantly seeing new level design, new gimmicks, and new set pieces, in Sonic Heroes, all you see is the same thing every level about 100 times. Only to repeat that over and over and over and over again.
I swear, I've swung up about 1 million poles, flown up 1 million fans, and defeated 1 million of those giant robot things, and you know, it just gets tiring.
And I understand that they were trying to get you to have the fast decision making of a skill mastery type game, but if I feel like I'm doing the same thing over and over again, I'm going to feel insane. I want to run down the side of a building in Station Square. I want to go snowboarding. I want to run away from a gun truck. I want to climb to the top of a rocket, not swing up the 90th pole in a single level. Now, when level designs repeats itself in the classic games, that's okay, because it also gives nice level gimmicks, and it's a 2D game, not a 3D game. Dimensions play a massive role in your perception of a level. And you know, I'm not one to complain about level length. I love Sonic Unleashed, for crying out loud. I even have a small guilty pleasure with the silver stages in Sonic 06. But man, if you're just going to repeat the same thing, why not just end the level earlier? There's nothing new to explore or find, it's just poles and fans. But you know what's even worse than that? How about 4 campaigns?
And no, this is not like the adventure games where you get unique gameplay styles with each campaign. It's the same levels with the same repeating level design and more annoying gimmicks.
But hold up, they did spare us a little. Amy's campaign may be the same levels, but they're shorter this time and less frustrating. Still sucks, but you know I'd rather have trash than garbage, am I right? I'm going to turn this game into ashes.
But wait, what's this? A new gameplay style? They actually changed the gameplay? Well, I gotta see this. Oh no! Oh God, no! Oh no, please let me go back! They are now making you collect 1 billion things in these horribly designed linear levels. I'm losing faith in humanity. Aliens do not come to Earth. Aliens do not come to Earth. Aliens do not come to Earth.
Okay guys, let's continue reviewing Sonic Heroes. No breakdowns has ever taken place today, let's just move on. Anyways, Sonic Heroes has 4 campaigns with minor alterations. Sonic is the normal game with normal stage length, Shadow is the hard mode with longer stages, Amy is easy mode with shorter stages, and Chaotix is something I would call unfun. Now, if you want to reach the final story and do the supersonic boss fight, you have to complete all 4 campaigns. So you pretty much have to play through the game 4 individual times, which really sucks because, as my previous point has stated, you have to deal with that repeating level design in all 4 sessions. However, Chaotix does have you collect things or destroy robots, but it still sucks because these levels weren't designed for a collectathon. It's tedious, and man, if you miss one of the collectibles, I hope you find it as soon as possible, because sometimes you'll be in the stages for quite a bit if you don't know where everything is. Easily the worst part of the game. I wouldn't blame you if you stopped playing once you got to this campaign, because man, there are better options on the Nintendo GameCube. Go play Wind Waker, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Man, I'll even recommend Sunshine. Alright, you completed all 4 campaigns. Congrats, you can go on to the final story. Except you can't. You gotta get the Chaos Emeralds from the special stages. You know, the one thing from the classic Sonic games that were not annoying whatsoever, but maybe it's different this time. Nah, it's an actual mess. These special stages are slippery, they don't control right, and the collision is terrible. You can get to the special stages by collecting a random key within a level in Act 2 specifically, while also not getting hit and taking it to the end of the level.
Now look, these special stages are pretty bad, one of the worst parts of the game. But it's not as bad as the Sonic 2 special stages, so I'll give it a pat on the back for being less painful.
Once you finally get to the final story, it's only sort of bad. To understand what I'm talking about, we should touch up on boss fights. Okay, these boss fights are pretty bad too. You either spam A on an aircraft with a massive health bar until it explodes, or they just slap a million enemies down for you to kill. Why enemies? I don't know. These boss fights are long and annoying, but there is a third type of boss fight that I have not mentioned yet. Because, I have no idea what to even say. At random points in the game, you will fight the other teams, except it's really broken. No, like dead serious, it is actually broken. You go into these fights and they just sort of play out. Just look at the footage and tell me what's going on, because it feels like any action I do is just meaningless. I have never been one of these fights intentionally. I just jump around until the fight abruptly ends because the other team fell off the map. I really wish I was exaggerating or joking, but this is dead serious. These fights just play their own. Now, I would say that these are the worst boss fights I've ever seen in a video game, but at the same time, it's kinda hilarious, so I'll give it a pass. And yeah, I get that the adventure games had questionable bosses too, but at least you could control yourself in those bosses and actually beat them with raw intentions. If you get to this boss fight, just run around until the other team dies. It will happen eventually. Okay, so the final boss fight. It's a little different. It still has a massive health bar, but you know, baby steps, man. Just let them have the moment, because afterwards, we have the supersonic boss fight. And this boss fight is decent. I wouldn't call it the best, but it actually does take a bit of skill to beat the boss this time around. Usually supersonic boss fights are really easy, so this is a nice change up. Also, the music slaps in this battle, but that goes for the entire game. Sonic Heroes has a pretty baller soundtrack. And with that said, with all of the horror that you experience in this game, at least the ending is good. But I don't know. There's something a little off about this game. It oddly feels like it was made very fast, because I have still not mentioned how unpolished the game is. There's a lot of issues with collision, the controls feel very slippery, and minor things like how the roll dash thing sometimes just doesn't work. On top of there just being a lot of odd decisions. Like, what if they didn't have time to make levels like the Adventure series with unique level designs and set pieces? Maybe it's faster to just keep using the same level design. Also, the game would have been pretty short if they only had Sonic. So why not add 3 more campaigns with minor alterations to make the game longer? I don't know if they made these decisions under the pressure of time, but considering how unpolished the rest of the game is, I wouldn't say it's too far-fetched. I don't know much about Sonic Heroes development, but it really gives me the sense that this was a very swiftly made Sonic game. But that's neither here nor there. We can guess about development details all day, but truly, we'll never know for sure. This game sucks. It really does. Maybe an alternate reality where the gameplay wasn't repeated in 4 different campaigns, I would like the game a lot more. There are times when playing Sonic's campaign where I do enjoy myself. Sometimes I see a glimpse of something great, like when I'm running away from a gator or the beginning of Grand Metropolis where you see the overhead of the level. These moments really do hit me in the heart and remind me, hey, you're playing Sonic Heroes. You used to love this game, man. You used to come home from school every day to play this game alongside all of the other great titles. I keep wanting to convince myself that this game is one of the best because when I hear the soundtrack, it really takes me back. Especially Grand Metropolis. The music there makes me feel crazy for criticizing this game so heavily. And this goes without saying, but the game's atmosphere, locations, music, and even graphics all look and sound amazing. But the gameplay, level design, repetitiveness, bugginess, and those dumb special stages are what keeps me away from liking this game. If you like this game, continue liking it. It has a lot of value. But me? Nah. This game ain't it, Chief. At least it's better than Sonic Forces.
So like, does anyone know how to leave this place? Anybody? Nobody? Alright, that's fine. I mean, it's just Seaside Hill, Sonic Heroes. No, it's fine, I could stay here forever. It's cool. I'm just surrounded by Sonic Heroes all day, it's fine. You know, it is a Sonic game. It is a Sonic game. Sonic games have some pretty cool places like Seaside Hill. Yeah. Well, I guess this is a better time than anything to shout out my Discord server, the Mobius Zone. You can go down there and join. We are a Sonic the Hedgehog server that talks about all things Sonic. We have a pretty active community on there. You can go in the text channels and talk to whoever you want. It is a pretty nice community. And I try to pop in the VCs when I get the chance. It's a pretty cool server. You should join. But you know, while we're at it, might as well shout out channel members. All right, let's see. My channel members are Snix, Archer XYZ, JNXV, Rocco MK, Wizbon 60FPS, Saint, Sonic Cub, Thomas One Ride, Chip Chap Chop, Scape, Virtuous Azon, Sonic Pipazor, Sonic, Crash Dude 00D, The Squeaker Nerd, Super Shax Boom, Sonic Extreme, and Super Saiyan Sonic. Thank you guys all for supporting the channel. You went out of your way to help me. I've never done channel members like this before, but you know, it is a different vibe, you know, I gotta admit. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. I get to make cool videos like this one, which took a lot of work, breaking the fourth wall. Yeah, it is an honor. But yeah, thank you guys all for watching. Love you guys. Adios. I just said adios. This is the end card, so it's kind of awkward. Usually the video doesn't stay on after I say adios. So, you know, click one of the videos here, you know, just click one of them because, you know, it helps the channel. Watch some more of my videos.